Proceed with the countdown.
199.
98.
97.
96.
95.
94.
93.
92.
91.
90.
89.
88.
87.
86.
85.
84.
83.
82.
81.
80.
79.
78.
77.
76.
75.
74.
73. 72.
71.
70. 69.
68.
67.
66.
65.
64.
63.
62.
61.
60.
59.
58.
57.
56.
55.
54.
53.
52. 51.
50.
49.
48.
47. 46.
45.
44.
43.
42.
41.
40.
39.
38.
37.
I'm 36.
35.
34.
33.
32.
31.
30.
29.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22.
21.
20 seconds.
19.
18. 17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12. 11. 10.
9.
8.
7.
6.
Hey everybody, welcome. We're going to do a little tour down memory lane with my amazing guest. Dr. Jill is in the house. Thank you so much for doing this. This is birthed out of our cult movie, Rocky Horror Picture Show conversation, and you revealed some of your love of all that, and we'll spend some time talking about that. But hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining.
I am. I'm doing great.
That's awesome. That's
I
awesome.
have a jury summons next Monday, but other than that,
Well, we'll hopefully be done before then. After
yeah,
that.
I think so.
Before we get too far down the weeds, though, I want to talk a little bit about your background. Were you like a fan girl, a nerdy girl into certain kinds of pop culture type things?
Well, actually, not to begin with. I mean, I have to go back to, you know, how I was raised and everything because I was a West Texas cotton farmer's daughter. I grew up out in West Texas, the panhandle of Texas, and you know, very straight-laced family. My mother was Church of Christ, and she was very repressed, and so I grew up going to Church of Christ, and but by the time I got in high school, we were in the 70s, the late 70s, and the first time that I went to see Rocky Horror was with my brother. He's 4 years older than me, and he had gone to see it first. And anyway, what is that clocking? This is clocking. Okay. Well, anyway, my brother took me to see it, and it was quite an experience. And like a lot of people, I mean, I was impressed by it. I mean, he just raved about it, and I just said, okay, I have to do this. I was 16 and
Right.
junior in high school, and but he was of age, so he took me out. He also took me to the to Star Wars for the first time, so got to see it when it premiered. But anyway, regarding my first experience, like a lot of people, I asked my brother. I said, "Can you tell them to shut up and sit down?" And he said, "Are you kidding? You're gonna get me killed." So, but anyway, so I went to see it. I was very impressed, but
That's awesome.
and
That's awesome.
but I didn't become a director. I didn't start really going like a fangirl until several years later. I was working, trying to put myself through school with, because my parents were poor. My dad was sick a lot, so we had a lot of difficulties that way. But anyway, by the time I was 22, I was well, I was turning 22. I was 21. I turned 22, and I went up to another theater. The first theater I went to was 7th Street in Fort Worth, which is no longer there. It was a very old theater, and they were also playing it at the Ridgely. And then they started playing it at the Western Hills 4, which is now a storage facility. um, and that's when I started dressing up. I started dressing up first of all as a Transylvanian, a tranny. Okay, kind of ironic, really. And but it didn't take me long until I met my first husband there, and he was director. He had been executive director at 7th Street, and you know, initially I wanted to play Columbia, but he said, "Well, I think you should play Frank." I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'10", so I could get away with that pretty well back then. You know, I'm, I'm considerably heavier than now than I was back then. But anyway, we started collecting the stuff, and I moved in with them, and then we later that year, in 1984, we got married. So I would go on anytime we could to collect stuff for materials for costumes and all of that. And we were together for 2.5 years before we got divorced. But anyway,
What was one of the, because there was really for me, and I came along a lot later to the Rocky Horror Picture Show experience. It was probably mid '80s. I saw it for the first time in high school, and then of course once you got to college, it was regularly in the rotation for midnight movie stuff, and it was just there was just nothing like it because of the cosplay and all of the jokes and the lines and all the props and all the
oh,
shenanigans.
hmm yeah.
Yeah, is there anything you can think of, like, what I mean, I've read the stories kind of like where this came from, but what do you think was sort of the allure of all of that? That sort of like the nature of it was so different than everything else.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it was a combination of the gothic elements of the film. Is set in the castle and all that. Um,
Hmm.
um, and this was the Charles de Gaulle castle. So anyway, what I wanted to relate is the fact, that the costumes, the makeup, just the whole weirdness of it all really just appealed to me. And at the time, I had been taking drama. I'd taken drama because when growing up, I was so shy that I couldn't talk to anyone. I mean, seriously, I really had, some issues with talking to people, and I had a very extroverted mother. Yeah, there you go. That was the late '80s when I took that
Hmm.
picture,
Hmm.
and that was at the Uptown Theater in Grand Prairie, and that was the last place that I actually performed at. So um, I had done.
You were all in. You were
Oh yeah.
definitely all in. Oh yeah.
Oh, you see what some of the stuff I've got that I'm going to show you today, because I've got quite a Rocky Horror collection, and I think I could probably make some money off of it if I wanted to sell it. But it's pretty out there. It-
I was really struck by. I'm trying to get back to the. I scrolled past it. I was trying to get back to. This was really cool. The Inside Insanity fan newsletter. Again, something else that these type of. I guess it's hard for folks to first off, we went through the phase where magazines have sort of kind of like died out anyway.
mhm.
But the idea that there's these little small indie print newsletters and fan things and stuff like this. Just now in the age of the internet, this stuff would just be like a blog or a podcast and things like that. And this was the only way you could connect to like-minded folks with something like this. This was so cool to see you still have a copy of one of these.
Well,
That
a
has to be
copy. I've got
exceedingly rare.
several. I have a bunch of copies of this of Inside
Yeah.
Insanity and different editions of it. And also the Transylvanian is another one. I'm not going to show you that one today, but I've got some other stuff to show you. But anyway, I was trying to get to
So
my
cool, though.
costumes. I have the rest of my costumes are in a place, they're in storage and I can't get to them. Like I have a real fox fur and all that, like he wears in the pool scene, and the stage scene. And anyway, do we want to start with my collection, or you want to show some more of the pictures, or what do you want to
Yeah,
do?
1 second. Let's just say hello to Tim. Tim popped in here, and yeah, the Inside Insanity's getting some love for sure. So
Hi,
yeah, that was
Tim.
super, super cool. Yeah, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well out there. So, yeah, let's yeah, anything you have handy is fine. Let's just walk through it together.
Okay. All right. Well, when we were running our show, we had a costume contest, and we had a gentleman by the name of Aaron Matthews who won it. And anyway, we had 2 jackets made of the Lips logo. And my little dog is trying to interfere with me here. Hold on just a second. Give me a whisper. There you go. Okay.
Here's our cameo of Jill's dog. Here we go.
Okay. I don't know if we can see this or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, all the buttons. Wow. Those buttons are older than most other YouTubers.
Oh yeah, well, the square button like this one right here, that is from the stage show, so that's a very rare one. I can take you through what some of these say, like relax, it's only a movie. I've got a little Nell, I've got a Bella Lugosi, Tim, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, official fan club representative of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've got a legs button right here, a lips button. I've got this nameplate here that says 450, and people ask me what that means. I tell them, it's Frankie 500 is a drag race. Anyway, I've got a collection of rare buttons here, but anyway, I can lick any man in the house. Everything in excess. Your igloo or mine. It would be easy to make it hard for you. Of all the low down, no good, cheap propositions, I like yours the best. It's not pretty
All the
being
great
easy.
quotes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
What was on the back again? I think we could kind of see it when you picked it up, but turn it around so we could see. Oh, yeah. Solid. That is nice. How long have you had that one?
I've had this since '84, I guess. Yeah, we had this custom made.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Very nice embroidery. Yeah, and got some more here. It's been so long since I had sex, I can't remember who gets tied up. Blood is thicker than water and much tastier. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, I have some others here, but anyway, you got the main idea here, I think, with that one. Now,
super cool. Let's say hey to Wade. Wade is here. Hey, Wade. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're. I'm behind on catching some of your streams, man. So I'll try to hop in, and while I'm working today, I kind of play them in 2-speed back in the back while I'm doing some stuff. So hang in there, brother. All right, awesome.
Okay.
Ahead, sorry.
No, that's all right. I have to pick up some of this stuff. Anyway, this is part of one of my costumes, one of my Frank costumes. Can you see my Mao Zedong button that I made? There's a homemade button.
You're right in front and center.
Yeah.
Awesome. Man, it's so elaborate. This is what fandom is like, guys. This is so cool. I have to be honest, 50 years later, I think it's really cool because this is not a film that has garnered as much attention as I would have thought. When doing screenings like this would be relatively easy. Like it wouldn't be that hard to get, theaters to bring some of this back, and people need things to do stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to see a resurgence of some Rocky Horror.
Yeah, but anyway, pardon my 62-year-old self, but here is another little prop.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah, well,
Yes.
it's good intimidation for freshmen, right?
Yeah. Huh.
All right. Well, so that's part of a costume. I had plenty of others to show you. I just couldn't get to them, but that's okay. I mean, you get the idea. I was very much into it. So,
Yeah, you are.
anyway, okay. Here comes some more. I'm just taking you through all of these. This is the first T-shirt that I got at. This says the original T-shirt from the original movie.
Wow, that's cool. What year or what time frame did you get the shirt? Do you remember?
That was 1978. That was before I became
Wow.
a fan. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome though. It's survived though. It's survived.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Because I kept it. I didn't throw it away. You know. So and this is true of a lot of stuff. I've got some rarer stuff than that, so I'm going to show you. This is the anniversary copy of the DVD, and it's really cool. This particular DVD, because it opens up and it's a little booklet, and it has rare photos.
Man, it is cool. It's funny how some of those releases had a lot of really cool stuff like that, and then when they do the subsequent releases, they don't keep them. So you end up with like the DVD has this on it that the others don't have, or this Blu-ray has something, and then that goes away too. And yeah, it's so crazy.
Well, that particular one has both the American cast and the British cast. It has two sides to it. So, and it has, all of the features with it as well about the audience participation. And, what people don't understand, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Fame or if you've reviewed it before on your channel, Pops, but, that's one of the experiences when people ask me how I came to do this. I said, well, I was basically a Doris Finsecker of the Fame, the movie, because I was so shy, and drama and Rocky Horror got me out of that. It really did. I don't know if I would have ever gone into being an English teacher if and getting up in front of people all the time and talking like I do, if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't taken those courses. And I had a friend who was in drama in high school, and he's the one who encouraged me, because I had helped him out. I had tutored him in English, and he thought, well, Joe, you'd probably be pretty good at it. I said, oh, I don't know, Gary. I mean, I'm really, really, really shy. And he said, well, if you need any help. So we anyway, that's ancient history.
Yeah, but that is really important to throw out there too. Is how sometimes what is treated as frivolous entertainment by some people don't understand how much connection you can have with it, how it can help us, how it can be escapism, or in your case, it can be a reason to step out and venture into something that's different and new. And then that gave you skills that you needed later on, and you've been able to tap in professionally. It's great. Tim says he has the booklet DVD, but not that one. So he's
Yeah.
got the one that's with the shock treatment. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's seen Fame. I've seen Fame. I haven't watched it in years. Not a big musical guy, but
Yeah.
yeah. But you know what? That's cool. Yeah, she's an English teacher. She's a doctor. That's it's all legit. Feel free to.
Yeah,
She'll,
I was actually an associate professor of English at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, and I worked there for 10 years. That's an HBCU, which is a historically black college university. So, yeah. Anyway, I had tenure there, but I left that, and I'm retired now, and I do this.
It's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, it's great to know that, your brother and then your friend in drama, and then that got you to Rocky Horror, which, it's like later on, it's like, when other kids were going through their first, I got to talk in front of the class emotions, you've done some of this. Like that just broke all those barriers for you. Not to mention how you guys were dressed and all the shenanigans and all the years. I mean, that's not an easy thing to stand up and do. Like, it wasn't like, hey, you're going to stand up and read a poem at an auditorium gathering. Like, no. You're doing a performance with all of this shenanigans. I think it's a fantastic story. I think it's great.
Well, several years when I was at Fisk, I taught literature and film. Specifically, my favorite was Gothic literature and film, and the two staples that we see that are mirrored here are Dracula and Frankenstein. Okay, and if it wasn't for those stories, then what I would do is I would bring in the original books, and we talk about a lot of people who not only haven't seen the films, they certainly haven't read the books. And so that was their first opportunity, and to bring in stuff like this, it's very postmodern in how it was presented, and how Richard O'Brien came up with it. Well, like a lot of people, he was under dearth as an out of work actor, and he started making up all these songs, and he put together the play, and they put it on in London, and then that was 1973. It played on the West Coast at Sunset, down at it went on Broadway, and Tim Curry did all those roles, and most of the cast there, and they brought in Meatloaf at that point, and it's all very interesting. Anyway, I've got some more props here.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Anyway, okay.
All right.
So here's the movie book. Okay, that's something that you're probably not going to be able to find.
No, I have not seen this
Just
before.
going
I
to-
don't think.
Yeah.
So it's like the script too.
This is,
Yeah.
yeah. There's all kinds of. This is packed with stuff. Okay, now for some of the neat stuff. I have a Rocky Horror bumper sticker.
Wow. That's got to have been around a minute because I haven't seen those. Wow.
Yeah.
Bumper stickers were such a big deal too in our youth. That's another thing that seems like it's not as common or prevalent as it used to be.
Well, I think it's because, there are so many trolls on the road. You're afraid someone will hit you. I had a bumper sticker one time that was a little bit controversial, but and someone tried to actually run into me, trying to run me off the road. There road rage there. But anyway, it wasn't a Rocky Horror sticker. It was more political than that. But anyway,
Got it.
Here's my shock treatment.
Shock treatment. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And speaking of shock treatment, this is from the Denton premiere.
Man, that's some funny, cool stuff.
Everybody see it? Can everybody see it?
Yeah, definitely. That's great. Tim says that you could be a Magenta or a Janet, and I think she's done more than just Magenta and Janet from the sounds of things.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
done just a lot of different roles.
I have done not only regular magenta, but Trixie Magenta, which is the stage show. That's what you see with me in the red mini dress there, with the garters and my little tray. It's supposed to be. But anyway, okay. So on to the cool stuff. This is my autographed picture of Richard O'Brien and Magenta, of Richard O'Brien and Pat Quinn. Yes, I've got the long hair, but I would put on a wig for Frank. Okay. And I'd put my hair up for Columbia. So
That is so cool. Did you meet him at a show, or how did you end up?
No, I did not meet. I never met any of the cast. I did have a cast member who met Tim Curry. Damn her. And anyway, yeah, I had quite a bit of of head of hair back then. But anyway, there was the Denton premiere of Shock Treatment. And as we know, it didn't do as well, but that is something from the premiere.
The double feature too. Wow, very cool.
And on this is the autograph of Lou Adler, who is the producer.
Right.
Who was there?
Awesome. Now, where was that premiere? Do you remember?
Denton, Texas.
Okay.
That was the whole purpose of having it.
Yeah.
Okay, you wanted to know how I got those. I got those, and here's another autograph postcard of Richard O'Brien. Okay. But anyway, no, as I had said from the button on my jacket, that I was a representative of the fan club, and I became a representative through Sal Piro, and this is some of my correspondence with him, and that's how I got all those.
That's so cool. Yeah, I don't even know that they put themselves out there that way anymore. But yeah, we used to have to write letters, and I remember even like as a kid, like you could mail your sports card to your athlete, and a lot of times they'd have a rep that would get them signed and mail them back to you. And yeah, that's crazy. Cool. Super cool. That's another part that's sort of, I don't want to say a dead aspect of pop culture, but it's definitely something that's significantly less than it used to be. That's for sure. True fan mail like that. Yeah. It's different now.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, no email back then.
Yep. No. RIP. I don't know. I didn't do any like Salpino. Do you know when Salpino passed?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sal Piro. He passed probably, I guess, a couple of years ago. I don't know what he passed away from, but I was very sad to hear that. I only learned about that.
Yeah, I was looking it up. It was just last year. Well, 2 years. Actually, it's almost to the date. 2 years ago. It's January 22nd, 2023. He was 72. All right. Oh, I lost Joe for a second. Did I kick her out? Hopefully I didn't kick her by accident. Oh, there she is.
Story, he was supposed to become a priest and didn't.
Right.
So here you my connection died.
Put you over here. Let you show your next thing real quick. All right. That's good. Morning Haze is saying that the man had confidence, some halos and stuff, and she was having some connection issues. So we'll just kind of keep hanging here. We'll try to figure out how to bring her back in. It does buffer and get frozen sometimes. It's just a little tricky. I mean, it's all this streaming nonsense, new technology, got to have its issues. So totally get it. She was doing good for a while there, so it wasn't like it was. I don't know why it keeps popping up. I keep trying to add her, that it kind of goes away. So I don't know what's happening. So what I'm going to do is whenever she does pop up, I'm going to let it sit for a second, and then we'll add her. Hopefully, we just won't touch it. We'll just see what happens. But folks, yeah, do you have a fandom that's like this for you, like a Rocky Horror thing for you guys, where you're into something? Because I didn't know about Jill, and this was super cool to learn so much. So go ahead, Jill. What's the next thing you got in your hand?
Okay. Well, you'd seen on one of the pictures, if you wanted to bring it up, was the other 10th anniversary folder. Here's the lips one.
Oh, they're so cool. 10th anniversary. And here we are at 50.
Oh, and I told you about the Transylvanian. Here's a copy of the Transylvanian. Okay.
Right on.
And if you look on the back of this, it's advertising shock treatment and the legs.
That is so cool. Very cool. Look how elaborate the magazines were, man. Look at the ads, all the stuff, connecting fans, sharing their love of everything. Just missed so much of that.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
No, I had actually, in going through these, I found out I had told Tom Connor this the other day, and I had tucked this away and not realizing this is a totally different movie, but something else I have several Star Trek autographs as well, but this is the movie poster from American Pop.
Oh, yeah. I see it now. Very cool. And it was just mixed in with this stuff.
Yeah.
What a pleasant surprise, I'm sure.
Yeah. But anyway.
Let's add this. This was the other thing that she shared. It's over on her YouTube channel. That link is in the description, folks. If you want to connect, you can see these a little bit better on your device. And it says, quote, one of my rare collectibles, 10th anniversary folder of celebration materials, as well as cutting from the Fort Worth Star Telegram movies page. So it kind of goes so you could see Frank and Rocky on top, and there you have Riff Raff. Yeah, just very elaborate for this 10th anniversary thing. Very cool way to honor the 10th anniversary for sure.
Well, you got those links to some of those other videos that I sent you too.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and add some of those too, so I can make sure people connect to those as well, because that's kind of cool. They have a lot of that kind of stuff. And folks, if you really want to go down memories lane or learn more about these kinds of things, so it is really fascinating. So, and yeah, it seems appropriate when you're having internet connections. That's just, yeah, there you go. As I said during the show 2 weeks ago when I was doing that show, I can't hear, damn it, without the word Janet popping into my head. It's impossible. So, and let's do the time warp again. And again.
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
I wish I could do the time warp, but I can't jump to the left anymore because of my arthritis.
Yeah, we had my granddaughter here. Now we were doing some other shenanigans with her, and yeah, there was a lot of me just moving slowly in the right directions. I'm like, I can't. I'm not going to hurt my knees here, guys. But yeah. Blu-ray, scoping out stuff. This is one of the fun things about this. It's kind of like reminding people of the cool stuff that's out there, because this Blu-ray had just dropped. Everybody's been talking about that in the big physical media circles and that kind of thing. So very, very cool. So
yeah, but anyway, that's about it as far as the other things. Did y'all have any other questions?
So let me. I do, only because I wanted to know, like, how often do you watch Rocky Horror now? Like, now that, because you've had so much of this in your life and it was such a big part of your life, is it like once a year? Is it you pop it in, kind of have some memories, or do you go see an event if there's one local, or kind of how does it work for you now?
Well, mainly, I don't watch it very often anymore. God knows I've seen it enough, hundreds of times. And, the thing is, what people don't understand about that, if you go dressed up in your regular cast, they'll let you in for free, or at least they used to.
Yeah.
And see, that's how I went so many times. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to afford all of that. But
Yeah, it was such a
yeah,
massive
yeah,
thing for sure.
they would let me from 1984. Yeah, 1984 through the early 90s. So, and by that time, I was in my master's program. Getting my master's degree at the University of.
Hmm. Right. Uh, says I want to go to a midnight showing of Rocky Horror. Yeah, I don't know. I would assume the only time I've seen anything promoted around or near us has been during October for Halloween kind of thing. Pop back in. Sorry guys, connectivity problems. So keep an eye, keep your ear to the ground for that kind of thing. But it's going to be like a local thing. I don't think there's any move. Even if Fathom Events was to try to sponsor, try to put something together, I would not expect them to do a midnight type thing. That's not even Fathom style. So, but yeah, it was such a wild thing. I knew exactly what Jill was saying too about if you dressed up and all of that, that you could kind of like get in for free. That was definitely a thing in my area back in the day as well. So, yeah, I know it's kind of, it was purchased during the deal with the Fox products, so they have rights to it. So I don't really expect much to change in the foreseeable future. I'm shocked they've kind of held on to things like that, or just license them out, just have someone else pay them to do something with it. That way their hands can sort of kind of be off. They have a like. I think I'm back. There we go. Is that right? Still working? Everything okay? Sorry, folks. I think I froze for a minute there. Actually, that was at my end. That actually went down. So, um, I do apologize for that. But we can have a proper fill off. So yeah, my internet froze too. That was weird. We've been having some rain, but we haven't had any internet issues. So it could
Mm.
have been my issue. Sorry about that, folks. If anything, I turned into yeah, I turned I turned yeah, it froze for a second there for sure. Sorry about that.
Oh no,
Um,
it
yeah,
does it.
has a mind of its own sometimes. Yeah, I know. I thought I lost my. I know. It's so frustrating too because we're almost like spoiled at how well it can go. So when it doesn't, yeah. Jill, this has been super cool. I'm so grateful that you were opened up about it, talked about it. I did the cult thing because I was like on my Friday things. I'm trying to think about a couple of different angles of things that I don't. It's not really on brand for me. So I was like, all right, well, how could I talk about this stuff I do enjoy? I think we should talk more about. So that's why I came up with a couple concepts. This coming Friday, I'm going to talk about the '90s cult because in the '90s, so many of these things just blew up. Obviously,
Mhm.
once you had Tarantino and others that came into the foray, it I want to say become mainstream, but it was definitely part of it, and a ton of stuff got big. And then
But
I'm going to
you remember, at the same time when I had first started, they also had showing at the same theater, Pink Floyd, The
Pink
Wall.
Floyd, The Wall for sure. Yeah, that was
They
another
had the
huge one.
song remains the same, heavy
Hmm.
metal,
Hmm.
all of those. I mean, there's a little doggy behind me. Yes, I've got 3 of them.
Yep.
And one
Yep.
of them's been pretty sick lately, so I've had to keep an eye on. But no, anyway, but I don't watch it all that much. I just I like to look at the videos of the different stage shows that they've done to see people's different interpretations of them.
Oh,
And
that's cool. Yeah, for
um,
sure.
one thing I didn't tell you is I did try out for one of the stage shows in Dallas, and I've seen several of them in person. I saw one in Houston. I've seen the New Arts Theater in Dallas, downtown Dallas. Um, you know, whenever I could get a chance to see the stage show, because you get other songs there. You get the the epilogue song done by Trixie, and that's that we would do whenever they would show that. But the one of Brad's songs that got cut once in a while was the song. But
Very,
anyway,
very cool. Jill,
yeah.
are you on other people's shows or do anything regularly? Where can people connect with you or hang out with you more often?
Just on my channel. I'm an active gamer. I have been since the 1970s. Really, I mean, video games. I've still got my classic Nintendo. I can't stream with that, but I am very active in Fallout 76. And I'm a great fan of the Fallout series and everything that's going on with that. So, yeah, Bethesda fan all the way. Skyrim, Fallout.
Yeah, she's indeed old school gamer for sure. For sure, Tim. Indeed. So make sure you guys check out and hang out with her to do that. Folks, I got a busy week ahead. I got Talk Hard tonight at 5:30 Eastern Time. I have Thursday morning. I'll be back at 11 with Gord. Gord will be back in the house with me. We're going to do another first time watching experience and reaction. This time it'll be Gord, though. Gord has never seen the movie Contact with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. So
yeah,
last time we
right.
did Arrival, I had not seen, and this one will be Gord. So we're going to do that. And then on Friday, we'll do some more cult movie talk.
Well, let me know. Let me know if you do Fame sometime. I'd love to see you do that. That would be great.
I am such a prude. I don't know that I could do the musical. I don't know that I could do Fame. I love you for it. You love it, so I don't. I don't know. Mrs. Pops likes it, but I don't know that I want to sit through that. I have so much other stuff that I would enjoy more
Oh, okay.
than
Well,
musicals. But it's okay. I'm not bashing. People love it. I mean, I like Greatest Showman. She gets me to watch that every year.
I'm not
And
talking about the David Bowie song. I'm talking
no.
about
You're
the
about
movie.
the movie, right? Yeah, no. So I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could throw Fame into the mix. We'll see. I'll keep it in mind, but I can't promise.
Well, it's worth seeing. I mean, it's
Mhm.
all about the High School of Performing Arts in New York, and it takes
Mhm.
them through 4 years of the kids, until they
I have not watched it in so
that,
long. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, folks, listen, Jill, it's been such a blessing to have you with us. It's been so cool to hang out with you. Folks, you be blessed out there. Take care. Join us next time. We'll be hanging out and do some more
just,
stuff.
yeah.
It's been great. It's been great having Jill with us and hanging out. Thank you, Jill, again so much.
Okay, well, I guess that's a sign from up
Oh,
above.
it keeps, yeah, we keep getting buffering. I think we're both having some internet issues as well. So that's probably our warning to, hey, listen. But
Is that
no,
a
I think we did a good job
bobblehead?
showcasing your collection and your fan love and all that. So I think that was what the goal was. So I'm happy to do that for folks. I missed everything. All right, folks. You guys take care. We'll talk to you soon.
It's not behaving this morning, is it?